So, this is my mom.
Hi.
And if you've ever seen any of our content or you want to know more about my story, you see all these online videos of these people talking about their highlight reels, what makes them great, why they're driving around in Lamborghinis. And the truth is, like, why I got my start in entrepreneurship and being a creative in the first place was largely in part because of you. And we always see those people who are driving in those Lamborghinis, and you're like, man, those guys were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. You think they're scammers or whatever it is. And people say that about me all the time online. I'm not sure. Have you seen that?
No.
But I wanted to bring my mom on so that way she could tell you that I was born.
Poor.
We're born.
Not dirt poor.
Not
but
dirt poor.
Lower middle class.
Yeah. And, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have a whole lot. Just a little house. His dad was a mailman. I had a home daycare for a lot of years and also waitressed at night. And I sewed draperies for a cousin who had a, what do you call it, business, an interior design business. So I was always working.
Yeah. And in terms of like kind of growing up, for me, some of the biggest inspiration was how hard you worked. You were just constantly working, even on weekends, because, I mean, parents are divorced,
Yes.
happily divorced. And what's interesting is, like, we would have weekends with my mom, and she would still be working on those weekends, and she'd be working all during the week when we were growing up. And she just nonstop, you worked.
Yeah, I always had a lot of jobs, a lot of different jobs. They still do.
Yeah.
Still always have new jobs all the time.
Yeah.
Jump
And then,
around from thing to thing all the time.
and at certain points, like what was it when we went through the financial troubles? What years
Right.
were that?
Let me see. I inherited a little junky house, 600 square feet, in 2007, along with some money. It was a neighbor who had killed himself and surprisingly had left it to me. And so we made the house bigger. I designed it myself, and we tried to do it as inexpensively as possible. But I wanted it to be really nice because it's my first time having really my own house. So I was so excited about it. Anyway, during that time, we moved in Christmas '08, and that was when the market crashed, was '08. I was a real estate appraiser. I had gone to school after leaving his dad, and in order to be able to afford to live and pay child support to their dad, I needed a job that paid well. So I went to school and became a real estate appraiser, which was a much simpler thing to do back then. Nowadays, you need a college degree. Anyway, I went to classes and then apprenticed for a year and became a real estate appraiser so that I could make enough money to live on. And then, the market crashed. So my job, little by little by little, over the next 5 or 6 years, dwindled down to next to nothing because the market was so terrible. And honestly, I just didn't even know what to do. In hindsight, I should have not panicked and just gotten another job because I'm good at getting other jobs. But at the time, I was just like, I did not know what to do. I was in panic city and ended up, we almost lost the house. Paul stepped in and helped us. He was working for John at the time.
Yeah, that was back when I
Yeah.
was a government contractor.
Yeah, and Paul stepped in and helped us. I paid him back most of what I owe him. It was like, what, 12 grand you paid out
In there.
so that we wouldn't lose the house. We were behind on mortgage payments, like 6 months or more behind. I don't remember.
Yep.
So he paid that up so that we could sell the house, and at least get some equity out of it and go elsewhere. So Polly saved up, and I paid him back mostly, but I still owe him money to this day. And I think, well, what happened was it was so creepy, scary, the thought of losing this house that we all loved. It was such a fun place to live, our old neighborhood. We had lots and lots of friends, and everybody was always dropping in. I loved that place.
It was a lot of fun. It was a great
Yeah.
place to grow up.
Yeah,
We were
we had
very
a lot-
fortunate.
Yeah, we were.
And yeah, I think one of the major
So it was
reasons,
heartbreaking.
yeah, one of the major reasons I wanted to share this and do this conversation was to more so bring that into the conversation, which is for anyone out there who wants to start a business or is thinking about doing it, quitting a 9-to-5 job, going out on their own, becoming a full-time video expert or creative or anything really. More importantly than just the money is having a really strong reason why.
Yeah, and me almost losing the house, I think it affected him really strongly so that he never wanted to be in that situation.
Yeah.
And then he was making really good money working for John, who now works for him. And it was a government contractor with John's company, which was cybersecurity or something like that.
Mixture between a couple different things in the government, but
Yeah, and anyway, he was making really good money doing that, and I thought, well, that's what he's going to do for the rest of his life. That's what I figured he was going to do.
But it was
I
awful.
figured he's set, he's taken care of, good, making good money, he'll be fine. Next thing I know, he's shelling out $5,000 to somebody for some sort of online marketing class, and I'm thinking, is he out of his mind? But oh well, it's his money. He's going to do what he wants. So but I can't stop him. Do what you want. And apparently, he made that work for himself. But he had several different companies before this one.
Yeah.
You were experimenting with this and with that. And you had a company with this person, a company with that person, cybersecurity, and I don't know, marketing, and what else?
Video production.
To this day, I'm not quite sure what Paul does, but he's tried to explain it. Our friend John has tried to explain it to me. I'm just like, oh, okay. Sure.
Which that is a usual thing, the
Yeah.
different generations here, I mean, people don't know much about video production, online marketing
Yeah.
stuff these days. But yeah, that's another great kind of tip was I mean, we were in a really bad place, and when we were there and things were bad, I was investing in myself. I was investing in mentorship from people who could show me a way out. And that was easily one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Yeah, I guess so, because from there, I don't know how long after that you quit your job with Alapco, and
It was just a couple months after that.
yeah,
Um,
and just went out on his own and did it.
Yeah, well, I mean, as she said, it kind of was like, well, he's trying this, he's trying that, he's trying this, he's trying
Yeah.
that. I had a ton of failures. I failed all over the place. Our door-to-door cybersecurity company had a lot of doors shut in our faces. It didn't work. It didn't work. We sold a couple things, which was quite impressive for a couple, 18-year-old kids. Then we jumped into really video production, website, and then found out, hey, well, that doesn't do anything. It doesn't solve the problem. People don't just want a video. They want it to do something for them. And that's when paid ads and distribution and learning from Facebook experts. And it just compounded. More mentors, more learning, more. And then the more I was doing, the more I was learning, the more valuable I became to my market. And that's what's allowed us, my company, really to grow so rapidly. I mean, it's funny.
I'm proud of him.
It's funny because the whole get rich quick thing, everyone hates that idea. It doesn't
Yeah.
happen. It doesn't it took 5 years to grow a really successful
You
company.
got to put the work in, and he works constantly.
But
everybody knows he's a workaholic.
But I love working. But that's the thing. The get rich quick part, it happens that way, which is really interesting. You'll be working really hard and you won't be making a lot of money. And then finally, it's this amalgamation of all of these different skills and all these different things from different perspectives that you've learned over that time frame. Then all of a sudden, that last thing, then you grow really quickly. And it's like, why? Oh my God. You think it's weird, but that's how it actually happens. People typically do get rich quick, but they had a couple years or a couple months or whatever it was learning how to get the skills to make that fast growth happen. So yeah, thank you of course.
Oh, and somebody asked, what did Paul want to be when he grew up?
Oh, that's right, Tim Rayleigh.
Yeah, he wanted to be a wildlife photographer.
I did. Yes, I did. We were in photo and digital class. Miranda and I actually met in photo and digital class. My wife and I met in a photography class, and That was another whole story, of course, there.
He still loves photography.
I do. Take the camera.
Schleps that big thing around all over the place, yeah.
So, thanks for watching. Thank you, Mom,
You're welcome.
being here. And, yeah, see you guys in another video.